Here, cheese Parmigiano. Beg you, Paccheri, ready? Subtitles made by Dima Torzok. Well, friends, greetings. We are currently preparing a segment called DACA Recipes because I am making recipes not for individual servings, but specifically for friends, for family, for the veranda when no one is in a hurry. We prepared everything on the table, set it all up, sat down and chatted until the morning. Today I want to prepare for you a very unique dish in the Italian style. Don't know if they have such a recipe or not. Maybe there is something similar, but who cares? These are baked Paccheri with spinach, salty cheese, and tomato sauce. Paccheri is a type of pasta, these tubes. Very similar to cannelloni, but much smaller in size. The dish will be incredibly delicious. We need to boil the Paccheri, and of course, we need to prepare the sauce for stuffing these Paccheri. This is not leaf spinach, but chopped spinach. You see, this kind of pasta, it needs to be thawed and squeezed very well. We will need garlic and cream. Salt and pepper will be at the stove, so, well, let's get started. Let's go to the stove. As for the Paccheri, they need to be cooked until half done. That's one. And then, just like with cannelloni, we immediately place them in cold water. They need to cool down. We will be stuffing them with the sauce. I take a small amount of olive oil. You can also use butter or vegetable oil. I will add both. I take, accordingly, garlic. Everything that goes into this dish should be tender. Therefore, grate it on a fine grater. Under no circumstances should it be overcooked, otherwise it will all be bitter. Slightly saute the garlic to remove its brightness and add the spinach, although you can also use chopped spinach. I lightly sauteed it together with the spinach and add cream. Everything should marry together. As for the Paccheri, the water has boiled. Added them. I add pepper. And regardless of the cheese we will have, I still add salt. It just needs to all come together. The cream has slightly evaporated. We need to try to cool this whole mass down because we will later fill the Paccheri using a pastry bag. That's it. Did we mix it all? That's it, I turn it off. Now its task is to cool down. We'll leave it in this pan while stirring, even though there is no fire to help it cool faster. It should not be placed in the refrigerator under any circumstances. Everything should happen naturally. This is a thick mass, as you can see, because if it is liquid, it will be very, very difficult to push this whole thing through the pastry bag. Squeeze it out. In general, the most famous recipe for Paccheri is with confit of zucchini. France and Italy, it is with goat. One of the most amazing recipes. Essentially, it's pasta. Italians and marketers, of course, are very cool, just like the French. You can take, even if you can't find Paccheri and you like this recipe, take cannelloni, boil them, then carefully cut them with scissors and a knife, and you will get these tubes. It's an awesome story, very cool. Pot is ready, we are boiling the pasta. Let's go to the table. We place a straw in our Paccheri to release moisture later. Here I have salted cheese. Traditional Greek feta. I also added fresh thyme to it. This is a tomato sauce that I have already made several times. Garlic, tomato, salt, pepper, sugar, olive oil, and of course green basil. The pasta is ready. I take it and transfer it to cold water. We cool it immediately. And carefully place it on a napkin so that all the moisture starts to drain. The pasta is very wonderful for any work with it, both as is and accordingly for stuffing. A small amount of oil. Add the tomato sauce. When you taste it, if it fully reminds you of the flavor of fresh tomatoes, then it is indeed a very good sauce. For this, you need to use sugar and salt. Don't be shy about it. You know, no matter how it may seem to you, I love recipes like this, where you need to use a small amount of effort, but the result will certainly exceed all expectations. Next, as you understand, we place these tubes. Oops. Wonderful, we are not using all the cheese here. We mixed it. The mixture should cool down first so that it is comfortable for you to work with this mixture using a pastry bag. Don't be stingy, buy the right tools and accessories, because if you try to do everything with a small teaspoon now, you'll be doing it until morning. You really need that. Cut it, trying to make the diameter of the pasta smaller. The cheese, because the mass is warm, has melted a little there. And then everything is very simple. We start stuffing. We are achieving just a stunning result together. Butter, the leftover cheese, mozzarella, it will stretch. And I don't really want to get into this whole topic here. You can dose the amount of tomato sauce yourself. The only thing I advise you, considering that we boiled the pasta to al dente, is to pour a small amount of moisture in the center or wherever it spreads, 1/3 of the volume of the tomato sauce, so that it evaporates later and the flavor remains. To steam the pasta, I take foil, cover it, and put it in the oven for 20 minutes. Everything can marry and steam. A classic oven, from 180 to 220, and you do everything yourself, controlling the process. Many often ask how to determine if the dish is ready. It's clear that we set it for a time at that temperature, but sometimes we either exceed that time or it's too little. I can also say, you see, you need to rely on the aroma of these combinations of tomatoes, pasta, spinach, a light garlic scent, and of course, salty cheese. I specifically don't want this dish to bake. I want it to simmer inside. Spinach, cheese, tomatoes, I beg you. And in the end, of course, the obligatory angle. Take olive oil and drizzle it like this. Bingo! So my friends, the pasta with spicy spinach, cheese, and tomatoes is ready. How do we eat this? Eat it however you like. Look how I love to eat it. For example, like this with a spoon and fork. Wait. Goodbye, see you very soon.